Hello, everyone. So glad you could join us. My name is Eric Collins. My partner is Danielle Laurie. And Danielle, one thing that we can expect today from what we saw yesterday from these two teams, we're going to see a lot of offense this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, watching Team Warren yesterday, having back-to-back-to-back jacks was so fun. And you have to look at Jessie Warren and how she leads. She is yet to not lose a game being a captain. But all my eyes have to go to Piancastelli's team. Their pitching is not where it needs to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how she handles that. Yes, she is their captain, their leader. Had a big 2-run bomb against Kat Osterman yesterday. But we're going to see how it ends up playing out today.
Hi, my name is Steve Yang, and I was the manager of the 2019 Little League Softball World Series champion from Rowan Little League, Salisbury, North Carolina. Take it away, girls.
Now, I know we're not supposed to play favorites. We're supposed to be objective up here in the booth, but that was my favorite first pitch all season long.
I love it. Shout out to those little ladies making that video. So cute.
All right, we're getting ready to play. First of two more games tomorrow, and that'll wrap up the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited Softball. Haley Mcquillen steps in against Kelly Barnhill. Game's first pitch bounced 2 hops. Second baseman Abby Ramirez 1 down. All right, let's talk a little bit about Kelly Barnhill making her 5th start of the season.
And Kelly Barnhill, for me, is someone that has struggled a little bit at the beginning, but boy, oh boy, she's really set into her role and has continued to get better every single week. Definitely does better when she starts games at times opposed to coming in. And she is 2-1 on the season with that 6.05 ERA, but she has not been throwing like that. That was kind of the first couple weeks, but she's really settled in. She's going to throw probably the hardest out of all of these pitchers. I mean, that one coming in at 70 miles an hour has that 2-seam fastball, and that's the pitch that she's able to locate and get the most velo with. When she slows it down a little bit, it's a little bit more of a drop ball, screwball type mix.
Savannah Jaquish takes a pitch up high. 2 balls and 1 to Jaquish. This is power on power. Told you about the velocity of Kelly Barnhill. Well, Savannah Jaquish has got 8 homers in 13 games played here with Athletes Unlimited. Missed inside, 3-1, 71 miles per hour. I don't think we've seen anything higher than that from Kelly Barnhill so far this year. You see the numbers of Jaquish, 6th overall in points, 6 out of the 57 players here. And we'll go full. So the very first batter of the game, Haley Mcquillen, saw 1 pitch. And now Savannah Jaquish, who seems to have extended at-bats frequently, she's going to see pitch number 6 from Barnhill in this at-bat. Took something off and missed high and away. So the first base runner of the game, Jaquish on at first with 1 out. Now Kelly Barnhill is working with Taylor Edwards behind the plate, veteran receiver. It's an infield that is elite on the left side with Warren and Flippin, Ramirez and Chidester right side, Jackson, Becker, and Moultrie in the outfield. All 3 of those women at times have played for Team USA in international competition. Here's DJ Sanders. 1 for 3 yesterday, and that's par for the course. She is a .333 batter on the year, 12 hits and 36 at-bats. Well, ever since Mcquillen swung at the first pitch and put it in play, Jaquish and Sanders have been patient. One and 2 to Sanders. Little nubber, third base side, and we'll do it again.
And Kelly Barnhill plays over in Taiwan, and her and Tori Vidalis are on the same team. They're going to be heading back after this season ends to go back and continue to play together. And just was talking with Tori Vidalis about it. She said she loves it over there. It's a lot of fun. I think anytime you get the opportunity to play this game outside of the United States, it gives you just perspective on how people train, what they do to perfect their craft. I know a lot of these women have played over in Japan.
Off-speed pitch, and Sanders couldn't stop herself. That's the game's first strikeout. 2 down in the top of the first.
And Kelly Barnhill has really owned the inside part of the plate. That's a screwball drifting in on DJ Sanders' hands, and that's something that I love seeing against Savannah Jaquish, was the fact that she continued to go in on the inside part of the plate and own it. I mean, you throw 68, 71 miles an hour, use that to your advantage and kind of put that fear in the hitter of saying, I don't care if you stand on the plate, but when I'm coming in hot.
Here's the captain, 24-year-old Erica Piancastelli. 2 homers yesterday. 1 homer off of Haley Wagner, 1 homer off of Kat Osterman. She is tied with Savannah Jaquish with 8 homers through 13 games.
And Piancastelli, for me, is one of those hitters that if you go in, you really have to go in. You cannot miss. That's right in her wheelhouse. I mean, I would continue to attack her outside, allow for her to prove that she can hit that pitch.
Went too far. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So right now, it looks like Barnhill's got something that is confusing these Team Piancastelli hitters.
It might be the fact that she's just blowing 70 right now, coming in.
2-2. High and foul, out of play. Count goes full, 3-2. So Barnhill has had a full count to both Jaquish and now Piancastelli. Jaquish on at first with 2 outs, will be off with the pitch. Gapper should be able to score her. Off the thumbs, shallow left field. Hannah Flippin makes the play, side retired. Bottom of the first inning, scoreless top of the first for Team Piancastelli. Now Team Warren will head to the bat rack. Let's take a look at Jessie Warren's lineup card, brought to you by Geico. Kamalani Dung, this will be her first professional start.
And I think at this point, I mean, it's really, you're hoping that she can come in and be successful. And I don't mean to dog on the pitchers, but their pitching staff prior to coming in were 0-5 and had not won any games. So I think for Kamalani Dung, it's coming in and being able to use everything you can with catcher Piancastelli and her experience and be able to find that strike zone right away and just own both sides of the plate. And I think if you can do that and hit quality spots, you can get any hitter out. It doesn't matter if they're one of the best in the world, but we'll see how she steps up to the challenge.
Kamalani Dung wearing number 99. We're going to talk to her next year, get her wearing number 50. She is from the 50th state. She is a Hawaiian. Her first pitch misses down low to Hannah Flippin. Flippin, .356 batter with power. 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. 1 for 3 yesterday with a double. Into center field, sinking, but it stays up long enough for Mcquillen to make the play. Mcquillen was charging in and then had to stop in her tracks. Next mistake Mcquillen makes in the center field to be the first. She has been so much fun to watch out there in that middle garden. Here's Jessie Warren, the captain. Warren was perfect yesterday. 3 for 3 with a walk and her 4th homer.
She's still the only captain that has yet to lose a game. She coaches these teams up well. I love the fact that she gets to make some big time decisions because she is the captain. But for me, just watching this young lady hit, I mean, there truly is not a lot of players that are like Jessie Warren. She's just calm, cool, and collected, but she's one of those bad ball hitters. You can throw a ball off the plate.
Smoked into left field. Man, Jessie Warren keeps on keeping on. So she's now a perfect 4 for 4 this weekend. Let's go All Access, presented by Sparta Science with Jessie Warren.
Oh, Christian bringing the heat. You have my jersey? You have my jersey? My blue jersey? Hey, you go get, attack the zone, go Gators. Hey, let's get our bats going this first inning. Score first, attack hard, no mercy, Fanta. 1, 2, 3. Score first, attack hard, no mercy, Fanta. Here we go.
Hey, that's what we used to say at Washington, except we would say go Dogs, no Fanta. I love that.
Yeah, the team is Team Fanta this week because, well, Jesus, just because. When they hit a home run yesterday, when they would run around the bases, the person who hit the home run get to home plate, they would have an orange soda waiting for them. And they would crack it open and take a swig, and there you see the orange Fanta.
Well, and Jessie Warren wanted us to make it clear on the broadcast that it is Fanta that they are cracking open when they go yard. She really wanted to make that clear.
Here's Amanda Chidester. Starting to figure it out. Didn't hit her first home run until week 4, and then got one yesterday. So she's now got 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. 30-year-old from Detroit, Michigan. Smoked deep to left field. That ball is gone. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. She's done it again. Second homer in as many games. She's getting hot at the perfect moment. There's something to it.
I love it. Amanda Chidester is really starting to heat up. This is a changeup by Dung, but hey, we got to hit a spot, right? If you leave this ball over the plate, these types of hitters are going to capitalize and execute. But this got out of here in lightning speed. And you're right, she's really feeling it right now.
We just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and everyone knew it was going to happen. Amanda Chidester was the #1 overall pick the very first draft.
And she was the #1 pick in the draft because this is usually what she does, and, you know, was struggling a little bit, but I think it's added pressure she was probably putting on herself with the expectation that she should be one of the best in this league, and she wasn't performing, and there's a pressure that comes with that. When you're expected to do well and you don't, I think that's when you can get rattled really quick and maybe get down on yourself a little bit, but she's continued to keep working, putting in that work, and it's coming to play here the last couple weeks.
With Amanda Chidester rounding the bases, Aspiration just committed to plant another 100 trees to drive environmental change. A little bit outside. Taylor Edwards doesn't chase. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the veteran backstop. 28 years of age is Taylor Edwards. She homered yesterday. Three and 2. Edwards currently 28th on the points leaderboard, 28 out of 57. And Dung made it come back. She strikes out Edwards. That's the second out of the inning.
This is a screwball on the inside part of the plate. Looks like it has a little downward movement too. Fools Taylor Edwards.
Next in line, Katiyana Mauga. Aggressive, fouls it back to the screen. San Diego native, Katiyana Mauga, wears number 45 because that was her favorite TV station growing up in San Diego. Channel 45 is what she watched the most. Her and her brother, I guess, were devout fans of Channel 45 in San Diego. Sometimes the simplest questions get the best answers. I just asked her, why do you wear number 45? She opened up. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a pretty swing. Ball and 2 strikes.
I mean, it's almost unfair, the power in the lineup with Flippin, Warren, Chidester, Edwards, and Mauga. Any one of those hitters can go yard at any time. So much power, big time swings, compact. And what I really loved yesterday was talking with Mauga when she was in the bullpen, and we were just talking about her approach going in. She was the 3rd one to go yard and back to back to back. And she said, I was just following suit. My plan was to attack first pitch like everyone else, and it worked. I just love how simple they keep it. Like, there's not a legit game plan of I'm sitting this or this, but first pitch has been working. Let's see. It does.
Dung's 2-2. Got her to chase. Good job by Dung to come back and get back-to-back strikeouts. Everyone has been sequestered here in the Chicagoland area through a global pandemic, and we have come through smiling on the other end. And it's all going to end after tomorrow night's play. Carissa Myers leads things off. Myers takes a called strike, 0-2. Barnhill on top early in this at-bat against Myers.
A lot of cool things with this league as far as the point system. It may seem confusing at times, but it really is the game you love with a little extra spice with the point system. And for instance, last inning, Team Warren was able to score, so they won that inning, and everyone on the team received 10 points. And you can have rollover innings, so if you have donuts all across the board, you can roll over 3, 4, 5 innings, what could be worth 40 to 50 points, as well as winning a game is going to get everyone on your squad 50 points to add to move up the leaderboard.
High pop right side and out of play. And you get 10 points for winning an inning. If you win all 7 innings, of course, you get 70 points, plus you win the game. So it's 120 points without ever putting the ball in play or recording it out as a pitcher. So truly, the easiest way to accumulate points is by playing winning softball. That's what I love about the algorithm that was invented for the scoring system, is it factors in winning first and foremost. 3-2. And Barnhill, being spotted a 2-0 lead, walks the leadoff batter here in the 2nd inning. And a Civic Leadership Award, and also a big part of what this league's all about is the Book of Unlimited, a 500-page, 25-pound book, which is filled with calligraphy commemorating all of the events of consequence that have happened not only here with Athletes Unlimited Softball, but the subsequent sports that are played under the guise of Athletes Unlimited in months and years to come. Now, first 2 pitches to Sam Fagan are out of the zone. And we have a conference. It's the first one of the day. This player conference presented by Mariner Wealth Advisors.
And I like Taylor Edwards behind the plate, just calling time here. Had that pass ball and falls behind.
Sammy Fagan swings through that. 2 balls and a strike. Off the end of the bat, Flippin. Second time she's caught a pop-up. That's the first out of the 2nd inning.
Well, and that pitch that got behind Taylor Edwards was a wild pitch, and having conversations with some of the catchers week to week about catching different pitchers, and yes, that can have its challenges, but a lot of them love that. I think sometimes with Kelly Barnhill, she's effectively wild, and that's never an easy thing as a catcher to go behind and throw down a signal, and sometimes it not go exactly where you want it to go.
That's the third pop-up caught by Hannah Flippin. We've had 5 outs recorded by Barnhill, and 3 of the 5 outs have been on shallow pop-ups to the shortstop Flippin. Sam Fisher is retired. So it'll leave it up to Mandy Perez. Myers, the runner on at second, 2 outs. Quality strike 1. Perez can't pull the trigger. 3 hits and 20 at-bats for Perez, former Arizona Wildcat, played down in the desert for Mike Candrea. I don't think Perez has had the season she would have liked, but you can see what there is to like about her. She can play small ball, she can run. We've seen the power. Went over the scoreboard with her only home run. She's got the power to drive in a run from second. Why do you think she's choosing to show small ball?
Just kind of personal decision. It doesn't mean she won't hit away, but they like to try to get in the pitcher's heads too sometimes.
Now swinging away, back to the screen, 2-2. Barnhill walked the leadoff batter here in the second inning. Wild pitch allowed Myers to go to second, but then back-to-back pop-ups. There are now 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2. Another pop-up that an infielder can grab. This time it's Abby Ramirez. So the leadoff walk does no damage. It's Team Warren won the first inning. They lead at Team Piancastelli 2-0 as we play the bottom of the second inning. Let's take a look at our Geico League leaderboard. The leaderboard changes. The points adjust virtually every at-bat of the game. Out of the top 4, she's now in the 5th hole. Victoria Hayward, again, magnificent, and also the fact that she plays for Team Osterman that won yesterday. She was able to leapfrog, and so now Victoria Hayward, with today and tomorrow's action remaining, is in line to get one of those 4 medals at the end of the season that are awarded to the top 4 players on the leaderboard in terms of points. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that leaderboard both today and tomorrow as we finish off this season. And I'm telling you, there is a chance that the way that Jessie Warren is playing and how stacked her team is this weekend, there is a chance that she could catch Kat Osterman and be the champion. Michelle Moultrie safe at first base. Good wheels. Legs out an infield single to begin the bottom of the second inning.
And just in time, able to get her foot down. It's a good play by Savannah Jaquish to come up and even make this close.
Yeah, good call by our first base umpire, Craig Hyde. Here's Jasmine Jackson. Jaquish climbs the ladder and throws out Jackson at first. Acrobatic play by Savannah Jaquish. Good job.
When Savannah Jaquish is playing in, you see where she is in comparison to the base. Has to have hops on this or it's going over her head. Able to get Jackson out. It's a great play.
Abby Ramirez. Ramirez 0 for 3 yesterday. Two balls and no strikes. Abby Ramirez, look at that batting average. But then look at the point total. 16th out of 57 players. She has been fortunate and also played well enough in kind of the statistically inconsequential categories to be way up the leaderboard because she wins ball games. She's got 0 MVP points. She's only got 90 stat points, but look at all those win points. She's winning innings with her team, and she's winning overall games with her teams. And you can't tell me she hasn't been a big part of these wins. She keeps the line moving offensively, doesn't make any mistakes on the base paths. She's been airtight defensively. Look at it. So she keeps the line moving. That is a 1-out walk. Runners on at first, then at second. First walk allowed by Dung. Runners on at first, then at second. Here's the number 9 hitter, Kylan Becker. After Becker, things get really dicey for Dung. It'll be back to the top of the order. Flippin, Warren, and Chidester. Ball gets away from Piancastelli and was actually kicked. Looked like she was about to catch it, pick it up with her hand, and it got accidentally knocked away from her. And it allows both Moultrie and Ramirez to pick up an extra 60 feet. Infield has to come in all the way around. 1-1. On the ground, Myers thought about going home, instead gets the sure out at first. That allows the run to score and Team Warren to win another inning. So RBI for Becker and 10 points for every single member of Team Warren. Here's Hannah Flippin. Danielle, since we're talking about strategy and the way this game is played all season long, are you a little bit surprised that Nerissa Myers didn't choose the aggressive play of trying to go home and cutting down Moultrie, trying to score from third?
I mean, a little bit, I am, but I feel like you need to get an out no matter what. But I mean, I'm with you. I have to make that call to go home to try to stop the bleeding a little bit, right? But at the end of the day, outs are key. And listen, when Piancastelli drafted her team last Tuesday, I was a little bit shocked. I mean, most of the captains go with a pitcher or catcher right out of the chute. She's a catcher, obviously, but she chose to go with a pitcher in the 3rd round. And
fly ball to right field off the bat of Flippin. This one is gone. Wow, opposite field power. Hannah Flippin, a 2-run homer. And the beat continues for Team Warren. Have a drink, Hannah Flippin. Second homer in as many innings for Team Warren.
You can't stop Team Warren right now. And this is opposite field home run. This is a great piece of hitting. Not a bad spot by Dung. And as that curveball spin, I think maybe if anything, elevated in the zone a little bit, which allows for Flippin to get on plane with this and has enough power to Oppo Taco with a little side of Fanta.
Well, the wind is blowing out to right field, but I'm not sure she needed much wind. That ball was well struck. Flippin now with 5 homers on the year. And we're going to have a pitching change. So a short leash for Kamalani Dung. Doesn't make it out of the 2nd inning. And Coley Reese will come on to pitch. But Hannah Flippin, man, she's earned her keep just with her glove defensively at shortstop and at second base. But offensively, man, she has been right up there with some of these great players.
And she's just been really consistent. You love that. You want that staple in your infield, and that's why she does get drafted as high as she has been, because when you're constantly having that evolving door every week with a different dynamic of, you know, athletes, you have to have a staple in the infield, someone that can rally the troops, get the people going, someone that can lock eyes with you and be like, all right, let's go, I got you. And she is that. She's one of the best defenders that I've ever seen in the game, and I've seen a lot. So She's definitely playing up to where she should be.
So now we have a new pitcher, the head coach at Gustavus Adolphus in Minnesota. Coley Reese comes in. Right-hander's first pitch to Jessie Warren is a called strike. Reese played at Minnesota State. The Mavericks won a national championship at the Division II level. So this is a matchup of two national champions. You got Coley Reese at the Division II level, Minnesota State. You got Jessie Warren at the Division I level at Florida State. And all the action is being called by Danielle Laurie, national champion at University of Washington. I will sit this one out. I did not win anything ever. But I sit next to a national champion. Does that count?
Yeah, but the wisdom that you bring to the table is invaluable. So a ton of points for you on that one. You'd be up top my leaderboard for sure.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Warren. These are important at bats for Warren. She is currently hitting over 500 on the year. High drive down the left field line. Reed looks up and it's gone! A homer, Jessie Warren. Are you kidding me? Break out the orange soda.
This is her moment. She loves this. It was her idea for the fan of drinks.
Someone's going to get some sponsorship deal out of this.
Wow, Jessie Warren. It's a pitch that's up in the zone, but it's got to be more on the hands if you're going inside because she's off the plate. And I thought for a second this might have stood a chance to just be warning track potential, but gets out of here.
That doesn't stop here. Amanda Chidester grabs a bat. She homered her first time up. High pop-up, this should end the inning. Third baseman Jaquish makes the play, side retired, but damage done to the tune of 4 more runs for Team Warren. It's going to be the next wonder coming your way from Athletes Unlimited. And we are going to talk now with Karch Karai, who is the head coach of USA Volleyball, and he is on the advisory board for Athletes Unlimited. Karch, thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday with us, and you have to be so excited for indoor volleyball to have a presence professionally now with Athletes Unlimited.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Eric and Danielle, and super excited about this format. Lots of different professional leagues have been tried over the decades, but really fascinating to see how different this is. Certainly for softball, that individual focus to it, and every player has her name in the standings. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in volleyball. You guys were just talking about Fanta to both fields. In the last inning, maybe somebody's going to have to come up with a little kombucha kills down the line and cross court.
I love it. Coach, what are some of the things you're most looking forward to in the launching of this league?
Well, it turns out, because of the postponement of the Olympics, that this turns into critical Olympic preparation for some of the players who will be vying for our roster. For example, certainly somebody like the ambassador, Jordan Larson, who's been with our program for over a decade and looking to play in her 3rd Olympic Games. But she's not the only one. And so it's going to be a great format, but also in a big year. It changed from a non-Olympic year to an Olympic one with the delay of the Tokyo Olympics.
Coach, I'm a huge fan of Courtney Thompson. We were at UW together at the same time, and I know that you know her well. But what I love about volleyball, what do you think with this unique point system? How much excitement is that going to bring to this sport for the players and the fans?
I think it's going to be really interesting because it's so different. Volleyball we think of as one of the quintessential team games. Unlike even, and as team-oriented as softball is, a pitcher can dominate. You all were talking about how pitchers and catchers often get drafted first in the weekly drafts. In volleyball, you don't get to hang on to the ball or dominate a game quite as much. So it'll be really interesting to see how the players themselves draft and who they prioritize as somebody really important. What's been the biggest surprise for you two as you anticipated this very different season with individual focus?
the surprise to me is how accurate the scoring system has been. There aren't any real flukes. It's like we expected Kat Osterman to be one of the best players, and she has been the best player. We expected Jessie Warren to be one of the great players, and she has. There really hasn't been any flaws in the algorithm to determine who the best players are.
Yeah, well, and I think for me, it's, sorry to interrupt, it's players like Abby Ramirez, who is 15th in the league and batting 100, but she's been fortunate enough to be on some of these teams that are continuing to win, which allows for her to have success, and it's not so much her talent that's getting her there.
Yeah, I like the heavy emphasis on winning and losing and how much that counts in the points. I know the algorithm took a ton of work and thought for softball, and it's taking a ton of work and thought for volleyball too, but really excited to see how it plays out in what is going to be the beginning, as I said, of a huge 2021 with the Tokyo Olympics coming up in July.
Karch, I'm sure if you asked most Americans to name a volleyball player, you would be at the top of the list, and it has been that way since the 80s. But this is something brand new for you. Obviously, you've seen a lot of different formats of volleyball and a lot of different leagues come and go, but you were intimately involved on the ground floor of helping to assemble this. What has that experience been like?
Most of all, I've just been incredibly impressed with Jonathan Soros, with John Patricoff, and the thought and care and passion that they've put into this, and how much trust and responsibility they've put into the players' hands. It's an aptly named league, Athletes Unlimited, relying from all the athletes for so much in the way of feedback and thought, and the athletes are working really hard to make it great too. So it's a huge collaborative effort. I've been really impressed.
Well, Karch, thank you for your time, and we look forward to watching volleyball when it happens in Nashville in late February and all of the month of March. Just so you know, we've set the bar pretty darn high here with softball, so the bar's going to be pretty high for you guys to cross, but I'm sure you can. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks to you both, and good luck.
All right, Karch Karai, California cool, just a tremendous volleyball player, and still just so intimately involved as the head coach of USA Volleyball. Real neat to have him join us this afternoon.
I was such a fan of watching the Huskies in volleyball. They won the national championship just before I went into UW, and I just fell in love with the quick pace, and took my daughter to a volleyball game in Washington, and I just love the women's volleyball there. That this fan support is huge, and what I really love is how they're going to have this unique point system, because it is a lot different than softball. So I'm excited to be able to watch. I know your daughter will be excited to watch, a little volleyball star. It'll be
both my daughters, yes. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. All right, we have a little bit of action here right now for Team Piancastelli. Inning began at Jamie Reed, bounced back to the circle, but then back-to-back walks, Mcquillen and Jaquish. And all of a sudden, an opportunity for DJ Sanders to get her team right back into the thick of things. Sanders struck out against Barnhill back in the first inning, and now she's up against it. A ball and 2 strikes. Barnhill looking for the K. Doesn't seem like Barnhill has anything today that she's able to sneak past anyone. The last couple of at-bats, Mcquillen and Jaquish, they both saw a bunch of pitches. They were able to foul off pitches until they eventually walked.
And those two are unique specimens. Haley Mcquillen, I mean, they foul off pitches like it's their job, and then they're able to execute on pitches that are sometimes a ball, 2 balls off the plate, and make contact with them. They're so good. That's why Piancastelli wanted them on her team. Those were her first 2 picks.
On the ground, foul. It was a late call. DJ Sanders has now been warned. Don't hit it that direction. Jessie Warren's pretty darn good down the third base line.
And the one pitch that Kelly Barnhill has been trying to work on is that off-speed pitch a little bit, just to bring something different. Because as we know, I mean, the greater the hitter and the more experience they bring to the table, they can hit the velo. They're not intimidated stepping in the batter's box with 70 miles an hour at your hands. And back in the day, they used to be. So the ability to change speeds is key if you want to have success against the best hitters in the world. If you can't change speeds, at times you're going to find yourself in trouble.
And we're going to go to a full count once again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Staked to a 6-0 lead. Kelly Barnhill does not want to walk the bases loaded. Almost took out the facilitator, Whitney Jones, down the third base line.
That's a good foul off by DJ Sanders. That's a pitch she struck out on her last at-bat. Able to make that adjustment and get her hands inside that 70-mile-an-hour screwball.
Hard down the left field line. This one will leave the ballpark. A bullet that just crawls over the fence for a 3-run homer. What a shocker. DJ Sanders, do your thing.
And listen, it's not the solo shots that are bad for pitchers, but it's when you walk 2 and then give up a 3-run jack. That's when it is, as a pitcher, you're like, man, I really wish that I would have done something with Mcquillen, but holy smokes, this got out of here in a second. This was literally a laser to left field.
I don't think it ever got more than 10 feet high. So for DJ Sanders, her 4th homer, RBIs 11, 12, and 13. Already 13 homers here this weekend. We're not even halfway done with our 6 games. Here's the captain, Piancastelli.
And I just have to go back to DJ Sanders and the quality at bat, especially looking at her first AB. Striking out, kind of whiffing on that screwball in the inside part of the plate. Did not look good or comfortable. Second at bat, completely different change of events. Makes the adjustment. Is able to get on time with that inside screwball that she's throwing 70 miles an hour. It's not easy to hit, but man, I'm impressed with the adjustment.
Sanders fouled off 6 pitches before hitting that home run. Wow, 48 miles per hour. You will never see anything slower from Kelly Barnhill. What was that?
That was her change. She's been working on it. Hey,
oh my goodness, that's the changeup of her changeup. Off the end of the bat and foul.
Just able to turn on this pitch. She graduated from, finished up at Oregon, but played at ULL, so she has that little bit of swagger with that ULL swing.
High pop-up, will flip and be able to make the play. No, it's the left fielder Jackson coming in to save the day. Heck of a play by Jasmine Jackson. That ball was in that Bermuda Triangle. I didn't think anyone was going to get to it, and it's Jackson who makes the grab.
And I love it. Hannah flipping goes. She tries to get to everything, but Jackson comes up and makes that clutch little catch in left.
Jasmine Jackson is a business degree grad from California. Made a business decision right there. She didn't care if there was going to be a collision. She was going to make that play. Two balls, no strikes to Myers.
I like it. Nice clutch catch.
Softly, surrounded by Ramirez. Side is retired, but 3-run score for Team Piancastelli. Doesn't happen a lot, but she theoretically could get negative points. Cat is scheduled to throw our second game today, and pitchers, every time they give up an earned run, lose 10 points. So it doesn't happen often, as Cat has the best ERA in the league, but she could theoretically go backwards on the day.
And I love that we're going to see these two teams, Cat's team and Team Warren, square off tomorrow night. And Jessie Warren has not lost a game, so.
Perfect matchup. And Jessie Warren may be the best position player in the league. She may be the best in-game coach and captain in the league, and she's undoubtedly the best general manager. She has perfected the drafting process. Good job, Coley Reese. She strikes out Taylor Edwards, 1 down here in the 3rd inning. Lakers have already punched their ticket to the finals. LeBron James going for the 10th time in his career to the finals. Wow. Katiyana Mauga, 12th in Athletes Unlimited points, 12th out of 57. All right, Danielle, one of the unique things about you is you were a two-way player. Of course, National Player of the Year in Washington, not for just the pitching, but also for hitting. If you were facing someone like Coley Reese, who seemingly couldn't break a pane of glass with the fastest thing that she throws, that's 49 miles an hour, what would be your focus in the batter's box?
Front of the box, like toe up, because, I mean, she's cruising 58 to 62. That would be my approach.
Mauga lifts this one in the air left field. That one is gone. It leaves the yard. Another homer for Team Warren.
They got to go to the grocery store to get more Fanta. I'm not sure they're going to have any left.
Katiyana Mauga, homer number 5 on the year, her 2nd in as many days.
Quite the sugar rush you get if you're a home run hitter. And this is a 60-mile-an-hour pitch on the inside part of the plate. And obviously, you see that bat speed and the power that Mauga brings. Wow. Quick as a cat, no pun intended. Coming from the University of Arizona. 92 home runs, career home runs, just 3 behind Lauren Chamberlain, who has the record with 95. She was one of the absolute best to swing it in the college game, and she's continuing to be that in this league.
So we're going to have our 3rd pitcher in as many innings for Team Piancastelli. Taylor Mcquillen will relieve Coley Reese. Mcquillen pitching for the 2nd time this weekend. Former Arizona Wildcat will come in with 1 out in the 3rd inning, and her team trailing by 4. Something to think about is an inning win. Team Piancastelli scored 3 runs in the top of this 3rd inning, and they're trying to hang on and win this inning and get 10 points for everyone on their team.
Taylor Mcquillen also played at the University of Arizona. Got that squad back to the World Series last year. That was pretty epic. See what she does coming in here.
Fans want to get even closer to the game? Become a member of the Unlimited Club to cast votes for player MVPs, get access to our members-only dugout chat and bullpen cam, and interact with top point leaders after the draft each week in members-only meet and greet sessions. Learn more about the Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking Unlimited in the upper right of the page. That's the 2nd time today that Michelle Moultrie has swung at the first pitch. First time she got a single out of it. This time she pops up to short. So Mcquillen needs 1 more out to give her team an inning win. Jasmine Jackson, the batter. Jackson was robbed last time up. Savannah Jaquish made a real good play on a Baltimore chop, a high hopper to 3rd. Another chance for Jaquish. Deja vu all over again. Try someone else, Jasmine Jackson. That'll do it for the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the top of the 4th inning. So far, so good for Team Warren, captained by Jessie Warren. They lead Team Piancastelli by a score of 7-3. And Jessie's going to join us right now. She's got a microphone while she's playing 3rd base. A little bit dicey, but no one's better at 3rd than she is, so we think we're in good shape. Hey, Jessie, thank you for wearing a microphone. How you doing?
I'm doing great, having fun.
What's your thought process playing third? Like, how many different things do you have to factor in when a batter comes to the plate and where you position yourself?
Yeah, it depends on who's up to bat. Like, with a lefty up, atta baby, Hannah. Atta baby, great job, Cal. Good job. With a lefty up, it's a little different, just because they can hit, slap, bunt, so the thought process is a little bit different than when I have a righty up, like Sam Fisher. I like to play third base like a shortstop, so playing back with the righties, if I know they're not going to bunt, or if they're a power hitter, just giving them up the one base that they do want to bunt instead of letting them beat me behind. So that's kind of where I'm at mentally.
Jessie, you're by far one of my favorite players in this league, and you have been since you beat my Washington Huskies in the national championship. But just talk about what it's like being a captain. Do you like that responsibility?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Atta baby, Cal! Nice pitch! I kind of, get all the girls on the team to help me as well. It's not just my decision on lineup, who's pitching. I kind of leave it up to the pitchers, just because they're better pitchers in the circle than I am, obviously, because I'm a corner.
Ooh, baby!
Hey, that was hot. Yeah, but like I said, I have Thule with me in the dugout, so she's really good with the pitching staff right now. So she's kind of making the decisions with the pitchers, and Hannah, I got Hannah to my left side, who's really helping me with the lineup. Appreciate you.
Jessie, I have to ask, I mean, you're pretty much the one in line that has a chance to potentially take down Kat in the points leaderboard. Is that something you think about, like where you're at with that, or is it something you just doesn't even faze you?
No, I am literally just here to have fun. I love this game so much, and I'm not really worried about the leaderboard. I'm just enjoying my time here playing the game that I love.
Hey, curious, because you're next to Hannah Flippen, who we just think is the best as a shortstop defensively, where do you think is the most important defensive position? Is it third base or is it shortstop?
Honestly, I think it is shortstop. They're really vocal. Hannah does a great job, and I've literally looked up to Hannah since I played them in 2016 for Super Regional. So it's been literally my dream to play next to her this whole week, and I've told her, I think, every week since I've been here, and I've spoken into the existence on Twitter. I got it! Yes.
Atta baby.
Atta baby. But yeah, spoken into existence and it happened, so. Hey, good job, guys. Good job.
Thank you, Jess. We're going to come back and talk to you a little bit more if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Hey, scratch a run. One.
Bottom of the fourth inning, a chance for some inning wins for the team captain by Jessie Warren. Team Piancastelli did not score top of this fourth inning, and now Joey Lai will bat. Joey Lai is one of those great stories here in Athletes Unlimited this summer.
Yeah, Joey Lai, I'm fortunate enough to be a teammate with her on Team Canada, and she's by far been one of my, favorites to play with. So selfless, works harder than anybody else. And she's been grinding. I mean, she has not got to play a lot. She's been more of that pinch runner type role, and I know that's never easy, but even having the conversation with her a couple days ago, she's like, I'm training for the Olympics. Like, I'm getting reps.
0-2 pitch spoiled. She'll do it again.
And I think that that's such a great perspective to have, because yes, it can be upsetting. You might not be playing the everyday like you normally do with Team Canada, but if you can have that good head on your shoulders with the sense of, I'm getting reps every single day, I'm getting live pitching, and these are things that a lot of other athletes aren't getting right now in preparation for the 2021 Olympics. So I'm going to slip that in my back pocket, and I'm going to use that when I need it. And I love that positive glass half full attitude.
She gave up a lot to be here. She is fully committed to the game of softball. She had been a 3-year head coach at Bucknell, a Division I softball head coach, and she gave it up because she still has that itch to play at the highest level.
When she's one of those players, I mean, she's been on the national team since 2009 and hasn't got to go to an Olympic Games because they've been out for the last 2 cycles. So you want the Olympics to be able to go and work in 2021 for players like Joey Lai and the next generation of players that have not gotten that opportunity.
33 years of age is Joey Lai, working against Taylor Mcquillen. If Joey Lai asked you to play a little hockey with her, she may take your money. She was a 4-year letter winner in both softball and ice hockey at Williams College. Division III. Awesome.
She has not asked me to play hockey.
Swung at a pitch out of the strike zone, and she is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, first pitch called strike 1 to Becker. Former Ole Miss star Kylan Becker drove in a run with a bounce out back in the 2nd inning. Two balls and a strike to Becker. Mcquillen, the 3rd pitcher of the ball game for Team Piancastelli.
Taylor Mcquillen coming from the left side, has that curveball away from lefties as well as that backdoor curve and that screwball. That was the last pitch she threw to Becker.
Count goes full. Softly hit to short, Sanders. Not in time. First base hit of the weekend for Kylan Becker. She can really run. Give her 10 points with the single. And now we'll go back to the top of the order. And that fearsome foursome, Flippin, Warren, Chidester, and Edwards scheduled to come up. Flippin homered last time up. Wind is blowing out to right field, and she carried one on a gust of wind. 5 homers on the year for her. Hard snag somehow by Fisher, who throws it into left field. Oh, Fisher with a real nice grab. Just can't get the out. It was right in front of her. That'll be an error on Fisher.
And I think this is an easy double play just because this was such a hot shot back to Fisher, and you had Carissa Myers going to get to first base, and just an unfortunate error. And tough timing with just the power of Flippin and Warren and Chitty and Edwards and Mauga. Every out truly matters when you're facing hitters of this caliber.
Jessie Warren. She has been perfect here this weekend. She's come to the plate 6 different times and reached every time. She is 5 for 5 with a walk in 2 games, yesterday and today.
And I loved her comment last inning about who cares about the leaderboard. Like, I mean, she's 5 for 5 with 2 bombs and 3 ribbies so far this weekend, and she's clearly playing for the love of the game. And
sliced down the right field line, foul.
And this was her last at bat. Pitch on the inside part of the plate. Man, she's so good. Cheers.
She's in second place all by herself. Really the only person who has a chance of catching Kat Osterman atop the leaderboard. I'm stunned that she was actually able to hit that.
Well, and that's what she does. She's one of those hitters that is very patient and waits, but loves to swing at the first pitch. And when she does fall behind, she has such good barrel control and plate coverage. She can hit a ball and a half, 2 balls off.
A little flip, shallow right field. That's going to drop. Takes a funky bounce. Everyone's going to be safe. Bases are loaded. It's been that kind of weekend for Jessie Warren. Said they need to hit it hard, and the ball will find a home.
I mean, this is a 2-2 count. Whoa, that's literally in half of the other batter's box. Kind of wood chops that thing, and softball gods were on her side here. She's able to just drop this bad boy in right in front of Perez in right field.
She is now 25 for 47 on the season. She could go hitless in her next 3 at-bats and she'd still be hitting 500. This is going to be reality. She's going to hit 500 for the year. Only one more game after today. It's going to be tomorrow, and you just can't imagine a world in which she's not going to get at least one hit tomorrow. That just doesn't happen. Amanda Chidester batting with the bases loaded. Chidester has already homered. Starting to move up in the rankings. She's now 39th. I saw her in the high 40s a couple of days ago. Becker flipping Warren, third to first.
And Taylor Mcquillen, for me, was a pitcher that I had high expectations coming into this league. And that's going off of her success that she had at the University of Arizona, as well as with Team Mexico and the Cleveland Comets last summer. She was lights out, and she definitely struggles a lot in this league. And I'm not sure if it's just not having the chance to play competitively for a while throughout a pandemic, but she's not performing to the standards at which she is used to. And I mean, I'm talking about like my teammates with Team Canada. When we talk about playing Team Mexico, they say, I don't want to face Taylor Mcquillen because her ability obviously coming from the left side, but the ability to change speeds with her is what makes her so good and unique, but just doesn't have great control here.
Hard past the diving Myers into right center field. That'll make it to the wall. That will score 3. Look at Warren chugging around third. She scores. It is a 3-run triple. Amanda Chidester. That's the chitty chitty bang bang we all expected.
And Chitty just has so much power. This is a backdoor curveball on the outside part of the plate and just nails this past Carissa Myers straight to the wall. And a lot of speed. Amanda Chidester has worked so hard on just her fitness, her speed, on so many things, and it truly shows. Wow.
So already a triple and a homer for Chidester. And we will have the 4th pitcher of the ball game. We're averaging 1 an inning for Team Piancastelli. Randy Hennigan is going to come on and relieve Taylor Mcquillen.
And I think you have to make a change here. Got to bring Hennigan in, just a different look. But I mean, Eric, I hate to say I told you so, but if you're not drafting pitchers right out of the gate or some type of a staple of a pitcher, you know, you're setting yourself up to struggle a little bit. Not one pitcher had won a game on this pitching staff, and you know, the proof is in the performance, right? Like I guess you can pick a team and hope that someone steps up, but on the last week I got to go with someone that has been reliable.
Well, Amanda Chidester standing on at third base, just had a bases clearing triple. We had a chance to ask her why she chose to play with Athletes Unlimited. Chitty scores from third on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Taylor Edwards. That is the 2nd out of the inning. Edwards gets 10 points for the sacrifice fly. And Chitty is a excitable player. And she's got the reason to be excited. Look at that. She began the week 50th on the points list, and she's now up to 36th. She's playing like everyone thought she was going to play from the get-go.
And I think this league has really opened up a lot of these women's eyes to what it's like to be truly treated like a pro. Like, they're having the time of their lives. They're getting treated like royalty. They're performing. They're around some of the best athletes in the game. And you kind of forget that you're in a pandemic a little bit because you are having so much fun and you're continuing to evolve and learn about yourself. And every single athlete that I've talked to says they're not looking forward to going home because they have just been having so much fun. They're being taken care of. They feel loved and respected. And I tell you this, when you treat women that way and really allow them to feel like they're on top of the world, they're going to perform for you. And that's exactly what we've seen week in and week out.
I like the concept of a short, intense season as well. 5 weeks with 3 games every week, doubleheaders every single weekend day. Katiyana Mauga, has she done it again? Yes, she has. Second homer of the ball game for Mauga. And Team Warren is going to run out of this orange Fanta pretty darn soon. Good golly.
Wow, 100 points already on the day. That's a screwball on the inside part of the plate, and she's off the plate a smidge. So much bat speed, able to get her hands inside this. Wow, wow. That's a dangerous first 5 hitters with Flippin, Warren, Chitty, Edwards, and Mauga. Holy moly. And this is just real time. I mean, this is on that little hill, grassy knoll over there.
We asked Jessie Warren in the commercial break if they're going to run out of the orange soda, and she said, I got a whole case. May have to get some more at the grocery store, but I think we'll be okay. 0-2 pitch to Moultrie, sails high. Well, everyone is thinking about Jessie Warren and the run that she's making late in the year to possibly catching Kat atop the leaderboard. And she's actually being hurt by her own teammates. You know, Jessie Warren is 3 for 3 with a homer. She needs to win MVP 1 and get the 60 points when it's all said and done today. But she's got competition. Mauga's got a couple of homers. Chidester's got a homer and a triple with a bunch of RBIs. We shall see how it plays out. To 2. Janie Reed leads things off against Kelly Barnhill. We are still joined by the captain of Team Warren, Jessie Warren, who's playing third base right now. And hey, Jessie, your team keeps on hitting. This is just incredible what you guys have done with the home run ball this weekend.
Yeah, they're doing great. Hi, baby Cal. You know, we talked about having plans before we go into the box, and we're doing a really good job communicating within each other and in the dugout and sticking with that plan. Yeah, Cal. You got, Tay, you got. Hey, we're all right. And next up.
Infield single for Janie Reed. I want to ask you about your shoes. I think those are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those shoes from? And tell us the whole story there.
Yeah, so Kama actually had some made for her from a guy in California named Jalen. His Instagram is Mi Casa Shoe Casa. If you guys want to go check it out. But yeah, he did a really good job on them. I asked him to surprise me. Hey, nice job, Cal. Asked him to surprise me, and he came in clutch with them. So my numbers are on the back of them, and I really like them. Yeah, Cal. Hey, me and you, Abby.
Into left field, hit well. Mcquillen has done
Hey,
it.
we're all right. Hey, we're all right. You keep being you. You're good.
Haley Mcquillen, 2-run homer for Team Piancastelli, her 5th homer of the year.
Yeah, hey, so what? Next pitch. Hey, you go right up. We're right behind you.
Haley Mcquillen's so good. She's one of the best in the world. Takes this pitch on the outside part of the plate and just an opposite dinger. Wow. I mean, that's why she's the best in the world. She's a leadoff hitter, right? She can drop that bunt. She can go yard on you in a second. She's so good.
Yeah, Cal. Hey, that's a great spot.
You know, Jessie, you graduated obviously from Florida State, won a national championship, and got to play for one of the best in the game in Lonnie Alameda. What do you think about her?
Oh my goodness, I love her to death. She's literally shaped me to be who I am today. Hey, nice pitch, Cal. I like it. I like the spot. And the 4 years that I got to be under her, just like I said, amazing human being, so selfless, so driven, so passionate about what she does. And again, wouldn't have wanted to play for anybody else. The whole coaching staff when I was there for the 4 years was just amazing.
You know, she's going to be helping Team Canada at the Olympics, and I'm hoping maybe if I'm pitching that you'll root for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. That's so awesome. Just the impact she's had on so many people. Howdy, baby. Like I said, amazing human being, and I love her to death.
Hey, Jessie, I've told the story a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. You grew up playing a whole bunch of sports, but you, instead of playing softball, you actually played a lot of baseball.
Yes, I did.
Would you recommend that to other young girls, or was that just kind of unique to yourself?
Yeah, you know, I just got into the game because I had two brothers. So, you know, they both played baseball. I lived with my cousins. They both played baseball. So it was just, I felt like the oddball out if I didn't play baseball. So, hey, nice spot, Cal. I like it. Hey, you stay right there. So, yeah, I just got into the game and just loved it. Loved the competition. I love just being better than some of the boys, so it was fun.
Now, I have seen over the years, Danielle, I'm sure you've done it as well, but like Jenny Finch and Monica Abbott and Kat Osterman, they've always pitched to Major League hitters, and Major League hitters can't hit them. As a baseball player growing up, how can you hit so well playing softball? Because it's a totally different swing, am I right?
Hey, you go get. Hey, you work right through Taylor. Yeah, Cal. Atta baby. Hey, I like that. So me growing up, I kind of mimicked my swing after baseball players. Even now, like I'm really a big fan of Mike Trout. Love his swing, love how he plays the game. And yeah, from the offensive side, that's someone that I kind of think I play alike a lot.
One piece, Jessie, that Athletes Unlimited has done with you, and we'll roll it into the games, is just you talking about playing multiple sports, and that is by far one of my favorite things, hearing you talk about that. But after this pitch, talk a little bit about that and how that helps sculpt you into the player that you are.
Atta baby, yeah. I was a multi-sport athlete growing up. I played basketball, volleyball, a bunch of sports, and I just think as a kid, not limiting yourself to one sport, and keeping your mind open to different things, and again, working different muscle groups, keeping you out of trouble. At least for me, that was the big thing, was staying out of trouble in the off season of the sport that I really loved, which was baseball and softball at the time. Hey, you keep working. So again, just not limiting yourself, and even for the parents, just allow your kids to have fun with different games and be open-minded about the sport world in general. Yeah, Cal, you go right at.
And Jessie, I know you wear number 30 because of Steph Curry, who plays basketball.
Yes.
You're not the tallest person I've ever met. Did you play basketball?
I did in high school. I actually played a little bit when I was younger for a rec team, and then played in high school.
High drive to left field. Erica Piancastelli has taken the new lead in the league in homers. Piancastelli, her 9th of the season.
I mean, Piancastelli, wow, wow. This is a pitch that's up in the zone, but Barnhill throws it hard, right? And sometimes velo can make people uncomfortable. She's just able to barrel this up. And we're talking about the captain of the Italian national team, someone that's going to play in the 2021 Olympics and lead her team. And this shows you why she is who she is. She's clutch.
Just incredible. 9 homers in 14 games, 3 homers in the last 2 ball games for Piancastelli this weekend. Combined, we've got 16 homers in the league, and we're not through with a 3rd game of what will be 6 played here in this ballpark this weekend. So the ball continues to fly. It's interesting to me that you got the best hitters, you got the best pitchers, and it seems as if, even though the expression is pitching beats hitting, it's not happening here in Athletes Unlimited.
Well, the pitchers aren't performing to where they should be. They're missing, and they're struggling, or they're falling behind. And when a pitcher is on and can spot location well, there's a good shot that you're going to beat the dominant hitters. But when you tend to fall behind and you miss, it's a lot easier for a hitter to go in with a plan of attack, knowing that you're a little bit effectively wild and you're not continuing to get ahead. And you know, we've seen kind of a difference between some of the elite pitchers in Kat and O'Toole and Haley Wagner, and then we've seen some of these others that have just struggled a little bit, and the hitting is kind of out of this world in this league.
New pitcher coming on for Team Warren, Carissa Hovinge, who is a former Stanford Cardinal. She's from Omaha, Nebraska, and she has been part of the Canadian national team program for a couple of years. She faces Carissa Myers. We got a ball game once again. It's a 5-run game. Already 4 runs have scored for Team Piancastelli here in the 5th inning.
When you saw a little while ago Jessie Warren talking with O'Toole, probably just having that conversation of, we're in the top of the 5th inning here. We have, 6 more outs, 7 more outs to kind of play with. If things get out of hand, she's a player that you could bring in to shut the door. Has that experience of coming in and closing out ball games. She had to do that yesterday after getting relieved by Trish Parks, then had to go back in to close it out.
Sammy Fagan takes called strike 1. Fagan's been playing pepper with the shortstop, Hannah Flippin. She popped up to Flippin in the 2nd inning and bounced out to Flippin in the 4th inning. Down the left field line, this one has eyes. Seeing eye single for Sammy Fagan. And she's aboard with 2 outs. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the perfect spot. 10 points for her. We're in the Samantha section of the batting order for Team Piancastelli. Sammy Fagan with a base hit, and now Sam Fisher grabs a bat. She's 0 for 2, lined out to 3rd her last time up. Sam Fisher, one of the founding players here with Athletes Unlimited. One of the earliest to commit to this idea. 0-2.
I love that spot by Hovinge. Sneaks that little change, 51 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate to quickly jump ahead 0-2.
Team Piancastelli lost the slugfest yesterday 9-5. Now trailing 12-7 as we play the 5th inning.
Hovinge primarily down in the zone, can throw that drop ball low as well as be able to locate it 0-0, 1-0 to be able to get a strike, but has that true spin on her drop ball.
Already this inning, homers by Mcquillen and Piancastelli. Piancastelli now has 9. Chase to pitch inside, and Hovinge does a good job. Comes out of the pen and brings a sense of normalcy back to the ball game. Had a couple of homers and scored 4 times in the top here of the 5th inning. So Team Piancastelli, good chance for an inning win if they can keep Team Warren down, but that's easier said than done. Jackson, Ramirez, and Becker scheduled to bat against Hennigan. Good job of hitting there by Jasmine Jackson. She's aboard for the first time. She had been denied her first 2 times up on wonderful defensive plays by Savannah Jaquish. First full inning for Hennigan. Abby Ramirez walked and scored back in the 2nd inning and is drilled with the first pitch from Hennigan. So we have runners on at first and at second. And if you're Hennigan, these are the batters that you need to get, because the bottom part of the order is totally different than the top of the order for Team Warren. Once you get to the top of the order with Flippin, Warren, Chidester, Edwards, and then Mauga, those 5 are a combined 8 for 14 with 5 homers this afternoon.
Amen. You make such a good point with that, right? Like, you have to get outs where you can. You want to be able to get Jackson if you can. She gets that base hit, and then the next hitter you hit, and it's tough turning over the lineup with runners on base, knowing that 5 punch that they have of flipping through Mauga. I know that we've had some power duos, about 2 or 3 of them in a row, but this 5-pack of hitters is by far the most powerful hitters in this league, back to back to back.
Good pitch by Hennigan. Ball and 2 strikes. And Hennigan gets the first out of the inning on the strikeout of Becker. An extended meeting in the circle. The entire infield is involved. And, well, you need to put your heads together. Try and figure out a plan to stop Hannah Flippin. It'll be Flippin, followed by Warren, and then Chidester. 1 out, runners at first and at second. Team Warren already up by 5. Two and 0. Two balls and a strike.
It's almost like you're on the edge of your seat with these next couple hitters up. Like, who's going yard? Someone's going to go yard here.
I don't know if she's just getting work in or thinking about possibly coming back in, but the starter for Team Piancastelli, Kamalani Dung, is throwing down that right field line in the bullpen.
You can always bring her back in if Hennigan were to get into any more trouble.
3-1. Oh my goodness. So the walk is issued to load the bases for none other than Jessie Warren. All Jessie Warren has done is had a perfect weekend. She is 6 for 6. She's been on base all 7 times with 6 hits and a walk. Already today, she has scored 3 runs with 2 singles and a homer. She's batting over 500 on the season, 25 hits in 47 at-bats. She's got a puncher's chance. Kat Osterman is a lot closer than anyone would have thought with Jessie Warren performing like she is. 1-1. Interesting to note that this is the 4th at bat for Warren. This is the 4th different pitcher that she has faced. That's got to ratchet up the degree of difficulty. She singled off of Dung. She homered off of Reese. She singled off of Mcquillen. And now 2 balls and a strike against Hennigan.
I like that spot. You see Piancastelli look back and have a conversation. And I will say at times the umpire zones have been a little bit smaller and the pitchers have had to bring the ball over the plate. I want that call if I'm Hennigan. I think that's a great pitch to a hitter like Warren. You know, you don't want to throw the ball over the plate to a hitter like Warren because you know what'll happen.
5-pitch walk, and that'll score another run. So the bases remain loaded. Perfection continues for Warren. Jackson scores. Team Piancastelli's inning lead is now 4-1. But Team Warren still has a lot of options right here. The bases are loaded for Amanda Chidester. Last time up for Chidester in this situation, she had a bases clearing triple. Softly, DJ Sanders makes the play. 1 pitch, and Chidester is out.
I like that jam job tie up by Hennigan. That was a great pitch. And we know that Team Warren's team tends to swing at first pitches. Jessie Warren has success with that, and we heard Katiyana Mauga talk about it yesterday. You see Taylor Edwards coming out of the gate, hacking first pitch. I know that as a pitcher. So if you can see that they're swinging first pitch, you don't want to ever give them something down Main Street. You want to be able to hit a quality spot, potentially throw something off speed.
If Hennigan can get out of this with just 1 run score, that would be a Houdini job. She walked 2 batters. She has hit a batter, and she's given up a single to Jasmine Jackson. And now going through the heart of the order. 2 balls and a strike to Edwards. Bottom of the 5th inning. Little looper into center field. Here comes Mcquillen. Has to play it on a hop, and it scoots past her. 2-run score. Warren moves over to third. 2 more runs batted in for Taylor Edwards with a 2-out single.
And see, this is what's difficult. Haley Mcquillen's back a little bit, obviously respecting the power of Taylor Edwards, but this is just a little bleeder that finds a hole. And sometimes those are the most frustrating parts of the game. You can make a good pitch, but a hitter still finds a way to kind of bloop something in. Mcquillen did everything in her power, and we've seen a lot of these players struggle a little bit with the turf bounces in the outfield where they're not getting consistent hops like they usually do. And the outfield is that regular tire turf, and the infield is that wood chip turf, so it's a little bit different in the outfield.
I think McClenny's looking up the scoreboard to see if she's charged with an error. It is a single and an error on McClenny, allowing the 2 runs to score. And it's now ball and 2 strikes to Mauga. Mauga has homered in each of her last 2 at-bats. A homer here would give the inning win to Team Warren. Who would have thought that when they're down 4-0 to begin the frame? Chase to pitch. Hennigan, good job. Stays on the beam. Hennigan strikes out Mauga. Jessie Warren continues to be perfect on the weekend. She's 3 for 3 with a walk. She's yet to be retired in 2 games. With my partner, Danielle Laurie, I'm Eric Collins. Mandy Perez batting against Carissa Hovinge.
And I know people like knowing the little inside scoop. I just went to the fridge and got a Fanta. That was a special gift from Jessie Warren up to the booth yesterday. I thought, you know, it's the right thing to do.
She got the small size. She was trying to be economical, knowing that she needed to get a whole bunch of them. They hand them out every time someone hits a homer. Can't afford to give out the big 12 ounces. Yeah, third base is such a tricky position to play. You've got to be fearless. You've got to be quick. You've got to have a good arm. You've got to have tremendous instincts. I'd put Jessie Warren up there in the category with Kelly Montalvo, who was an Alabama All-American, played pro ball forever. One of the all-time greats defensively for what she could do there at the hot corner. I thought it was interesting that she mentioned, though, that she feels that shortstop is actually a more important position defensively than third base.
I agree. I do. I mean, I look at the shortstop for our team and Jen Salling and how she leads that defense, and you need that kind of person that oozes that swagger, and when the pressure is on, they're able to step up.
Into center field. Good job by Perez. Leadoff single. Fans, head to auprosports.com to get your Athletes Unlimited gear and check out our fan zone to download your watch kit and participate in Pick'em games. And don't forget to follow us on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. Here's Janie Reed in the direction of Warren, but foul. Hey, we talk about this league being all about the players, and players make the decisions. And there are facilitators. Every team has a facilitator to help with practice and to get things organized during the game, because it is a really difficult task. That is Whitney Jones, who is the facilitator for Team Piancastelli, currently coaching down the third base line. Look at Warren. Oh, was thinking about second. Nobody home. Still gets the out at first. Oh, what a wonderful play, Jessie Warren. Averted disaster and still got an out.
Wow, and you see her creeping in here knowing Reed. I mean, come on. She's so good. The quick spin move on a swivel.
Was someone supposed to be at second?
Well, the hard part about that is when there is a bunt, sometimes you'll have the second baseman that creeps over to first base, and if Flippin is not covering too, there's not going to be anyone there. So the 9-hole can be a little trickster laying down the bunt.
Mcquillen on the ground. Chidester wins the race to the bag. 2 down.
I just want to take another look at this. You see Reed kind of drop that bunt. You see the second baseman go over, and Hannah Flippin heads to third base. So yeah, there was no one there. I think a best case scenario is if you can get a center fielder to come in, but no way they're fast enough. She's just such a pro at third, and she's one of those players for me. She's one of the best third basemen by far in the world, and I'll stand by this. I think she should be going to the 2021 Olympics. She's not on the roster and has not got a sniff. And for me, that's a little bit sad with how dang good she is, because she really across the board is one of the best players that I've ever seen play the game. And her softball IQ is out of this world. It really is.
It's not like she's been hiding. You know, Jessie Warren won a national championship at Florida State. She was the most outstanding player. She was a 4-time All-American. Yeah, I'd like to see who's better. 0-2 to Jaquish. And she's drilled. Got her on the shoulder. So a good job by Jaquish. She was down in the count and takes one for the team just to keep the line moving and give DJ Sanders an opportunity. Runners on at the corners. Hey, one final thought. We were talking about Whitney Jones, the facilitator for Team Piancastelli. She was doing something before the game today that just blew me away. I loved it. She was hitting ground balls to the infielders, and half of them she'd hit from the right side, and then she'd move around and she'd hit grounders from the left side. So she's hitting fungos from both sides and giving the ultimate look to all the infielders. Pretty cool. Jessie Warren, the vacuum down the third base line. DJ Sanders is retired. Safe. Everyone has worked together. And the fruit has been fantastic softball with a brand new format that has just been wonderful. A fresh eye looking at softball. Michelle Moultrie, member of Team USA since 2011. Got tied up. Taylor Mcquillen back into the game, looking for a strikeout to begin this 6th inning. Kamalani Dung began the game. Coley Reese followed her. Then Mcquillen and Hennigan, and now back to Mcquillen. Mcquillen faced Moultrie in the 3rd inning and got her to pop out to short. This time strikes her out. Burst out of the 6th inning. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Jasmine Jackson got robbed by Savannah Jaquish each of her first 2 times up. Finally got one past her in the 5th inning. She singled and scored. Currently in the middle of the pack, 33rd out of 57 players on the points list. Another base hit for Jasmine Jackson. Now 2 for 4 in the afternoon. Here's Abby Ramirez. Doesn't have an official at bat today, yet she scored 2 times. I know I've said it a lot, but she's a winning player. She's only got 3 hits in 5 weeks, but what she does is she takes what's given to her. She walked, scored a run. She got hit with a pitch and scored a run.
She's up for the Geico Defensive Player of the Year. She's been so clutch in the field defensively. I think anytime you have someone that is just going to be consistent for you defensively, you want that on your team, because defense wins championships. We know that. That's the slogan, but it couldn't be more true.
Softly to 3rd, Jaquish. No play. Base hit for Ramirez. So after the strikeout of Moultrie, singles by Jackson and Ramirez. And we've got a rally going for Team Warren. This may allow Jessie Warren to get another at bat. With only 1 out, either Becker or Hannah Flippen needs to get aboard for Warren to come to the plate for a 5th time. The reason we're curious about Warren is she is perfect. She's been aboard 4 times with 3 hits and a homer, but also because she needs as many at bats and hits, doubles, homers, points, what have you, if she is going to try and get closer and closer to Kat Osterman atop the leaderboard. She needs opportunity. Will she get it? 2-0 to Becker. No one enjoys playing more than Jessie Warren. Two balls and a strike to Becker. Three and one. Becker played at Ole Miss with Caitlin Lee, who was a big deal her senior year. Kind of took the SEC by storm. A lot of fun with the Rebels that year. And it's a walk. So runners on at first, second, and third with 1 out. Leadoff strikeout of Moultrie, and then 2 singles and a walk to the bottom 3 players in the lineup. And now the bases are loaded for Hannah Flippen. Swinging at the first pitch, this should be out number 2. Myers makes the play, and the bases are still loaded with Jessie Warren coming to the plate. This weekend, 6 for 6 for Warren. Couple of homers, couple of walks. Now batting with the bases loaded. A home run right here would help her cause for getting MVP 1. And she knows it. Going for the downs. 0-1.
And that's what she does best. She swings at that first pitch pretty much every single time. And I like that call by Piancastelli to go up in the zone, knowing that.
Second straight at bat for Warren, batting with the bases loaded. An inning ago, she walked with the bases loaded to drive in a run. She'll have to battle. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. In case you're wondering, Jessie Warren has struck out 5 times on the season. Once a weekend. 3-2.
You can kind of tell Taylor Mcquillen doesn't want to give her anything too close. Those are both screwballs pretty far off the plate, and she finds herself bases loaded 3-2. Here we go.
Swung on and missed. Good job by Mcquillen. So the bases remain loaded. Erica Piancastelli, the captain, probably batting for the final time in the game. We shall see. It's the 7th inning. Her team is down by 8. Piancastelli still could accrue some points. She had a 2-run home run her last time up. That was against Kelly Barnhill. That was the last batter that Barnhill faced. Since that time, it's been Carissa Hovingay, who has been really good. A good job. 0-2 to Piancastelli. Spent her first 5 years living over in Italy before moving to California. Plays on the Italian national team, does Piancastelli. She is from Modena, which is in northern Italy. If you know much about fancy Italian cars, it's the home of Maserati, Ferrari, Lamborghini.
I mean, I do know those cars, but I do not drive them.
Off the glove of Flippin. Man, almost took her glove off her hand. That ball was scorched. Piancastelli's second hit of the ball game. Leadoff batter aboard here in the 7th.
And so close, but this was just a laser off her bat. Scorched.
Carissa Myers next in line. Myers drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. That's the only time she's been aboard. 29-year-old from Petal, Mississippi. We got another game coming your way. We are going to see Team Osterman against Team Ocasio. Into left field, sinking, that'll get down. Jackson plays it on a hop. Piancastelli, a wide turn, will go back to second, I apologize. Runners at first and at second. Yeah, unlike this one, we're expecting a pitcher's duel in our second game. We have Team Osterman, their captain, Kat Osterman, has called her number. She's going to be the starting pitcher. And Team Ocasio, their captain, Alicia Ocasio, has called her number. She's going to be in the circle. So the O's have it. Osterman and Ocasio in this pitching matchup. Now the ball game still hanging in the balance. Inning points are also hanging in the balance because of the rollover. No one scored in the 6th inning. This 7th inning is worth 20 points to whoever outscores the other team. Sammy Fagan, foul, left field side. Hovingate came on in the 5th inning. Got the final 2 outs in that frame. Threw a 0 up in the 6th inning, but now back-to-back singles to begin our 7th. Softly up the middle. Ramirez can't make the play. That will allow Piancastelli to come steaming around third to score. It's now a 15-8 ball game. 3 straight singles for Team Piancastelli to begin the 7th.
This ball just drifts a little bit too much over the plate. And for a second, I thought Ramirez was going to get a glove on it to be able to do the flip, to Hannah flip in. I think that's a play that she normally can come up and make.
Sam Fisher on the ground, could be 2. Flippin' steps on the bag, and a twin kill. A run does score, but there are now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. No RBI for Fisher. The score is 15-9 with the bases clear. Mandy Perez off the pitcher's glove. I think that there's a chance that Flippin could have made that play, but Hovingate touched the ball and deflected it away from Flippin, and it'll be a single. 10 points for Mandy Perez.
That's kind of a natural reaction, right? I'm not sure. I don't think Eric, she would have been able to get to that. I think that would have been a liner up the middle.
You can tell I think the world of Hannah Flippin. I think she's got the range of the Badlands. Here's Janie Reed. She swings at the first pitch, lifts it to left field. Jackson makes the play. And folks, we're actually going to have another half inning. Yeah, history, Kat Osterman, 16 strikeouts on Monday. And now she's going to get the start when we have our 2nd game here on this field. It'll be Team Osterman, Team Ocasio. And Kat's actually got some skin in the game. She is currently the top player in terms of points. But for the first time in a long while, there's someone within shouting distance of her, and it's Jessie Warren. So Kat needs to pad her total a little bit. Definitely can't afford to go backwards, which a pitcher can do. Pitchers giving up earned runs, everyone that they allow is a -10. So a lot on the line when we play our 2nd game, Team Osterman, Team Ocasio.
And I think she knows that Jessie Warren is within reaching distance, and that's why she's starting today, understanding she can get a lot of points if she can accumulate a lot of outs.
Amanda Chidester flies out to deep center field. If you're wondering why we're playing the bottom of the 7th inning with Team Warren, the home team, up by 6, it's because of the scoring system here. It's about inning wins, and Team Piancastelli scored 2 times in the top of this 7th inning, and so they're trying to win not only this inning but the 6th inning that was tied and rolled over. So 20 points are on the line. That's why we need to play this bottom of the 7th to decide who gets those 20 points. Randy Hennigan back into the game. Hennigan pitched parts of the 4th and the 5th. It has been a revolving door of pitchers for Team Piancastelli. A little bit of Kamalani Dung, a little bit of Coley Reese. 2 tours for Taylor Mcquillen, and now 2 tours for Randy Hennigan. Taylor Edwards. It's going to be playable. Mandy Perez. All right, well, this is going to give Katiyana Mauga a chance to set a record. She's got 2 homers in the game. How about 3? She homered off of Coley Reese. She homered off of Randy Hennigan. Has 6 homers in 14 games on the year. I think she'd be in consideration for MVP 1. 3 MVPs get points. MVP 1, 60. MVP 2, 40. And MVP 3 gets 20. Ball and 2 strikes. So both these clubs, Team Piancastelli, Team Warren, will have 1 more game tomorrow, and that'll be it. In total, all 57 players here play 15 games. You rotate, of course, between teams each and every week, but everyone's going to play 15 games. Kat Osterman getting ready. Top of the hour, ESPN 2. Kat Osterman leading her team against Team Ocasio, headed by Alicia Ocasio. Three balls and 2 strikes to Mauga. And we'll do it again. The 6th inning for Team Warren has been the only inning in which they did not score a run. Scored 2 times in the first, 4 times in the second, a run in the third, 5 times in the fourth, and then 3 more in the 5th. Really good offensive team, and the pitching for Team Piancastelli has paid the price. Called strike 3, and that'll do it. So it's kind of an odd ending to the game as Randy Hennigan and her team excited because they just won inning points. They won 20. The 6th and the 7th inning belong to them. But the overall winner in the game is Jessie Warren and her team. Team Warren picks up their 2nd consecutive win on the weekend.